Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Reverend Dr. Haile Lindsay coming at you again with another edition of Special Delivery from Heaven. Pray all's been well and that you're having a wonderful day. And that this will be a wonderful day for you. There will be a terrific day, a trouble-free day, a triumphant day in the name of the Lord. Today, we're coming from Galatians chapter 6, verse 1 from the New Living Translation. And it reads, Dear brothers and sisters, if another believer is overcome by some sin, you who are godly should gently and humbly help that person back onto the right path. And be careful not to fall into the same temptation yourself. Today, our thought is, how can I be someone's lifeline? How can I be someone's lifeline? There was a game show that still comes on today that was a hit back in the early 2000s. The name of this game show is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? The goal of the show is to answer 14 questions consecutively without getting a question wrong in order to win $1 million. And as you move up the ladder to answer the questions get harder. In order to help the contestant out, they are given 3 lifelines, 50-50, audience vote, and phone a friend. In the history of this show, only 12 individuals have claimed the top prize of $1 million or more. Today, God has sent me your way because He wants you to know that you can be someone's lifeline. You can be someone's lifeline based on what the Apostle Paul ministers here in Galatians chapter 6, verse 1 from the New Living Translation. Galatians 6 is the concluding chapter of Paul's letter to the church at Galatia. In verses 1 through 9 in the New Living Translation, the title of the section is, We Harvest What We Plant. As you continue to live life and know people, be very careful what you plant in the hearts and minds of people. Be careful that you plant discord because you will harvest discord. Be careful that you plant jealousy because you will harvest jealousy. Be careful that you plant anger because you will harvest anger. Plant love so you can harvest love. Plant diligence so you can harvest wealth. Plant healthy eating so you can harvest a healthy body. The final verses of Galatians 6 are Paul's concluding remarks. Now, let's focus our thoughts and energy to the first verse of Galatians 6 in order to understand how you and or I can be someone's lifeline. Paul begins the text in this manner. Dear brothers and sisters, if another believer is overcome by some sin, you who are godly should gently and humbly help that person back onto the right path. To be someone's lifeline, there are 2 critical principles at play. The first of which is understanding that your brother and sister is sinking in the sea of sin. You know that this is the case because their countenance has changed. You know that this is the case because they have lost their joy and smile. You know that this is the case because they are no longer kind, but they are hateful and hurting. The second principle is now that when you see they are hurting, provide them a lifeline. The lifeline you will provide is one of gentleness and humility. The onus is on us to ensure our brother and sister gets back on the right path. Sometimes this means picking up the phone and checking up on them. Sometimes this means getting away from the mess and listen to them talk with you. Sometimes this means disrupting your program in order to get them on the right program. God needs us to be spiritual lifeguards. He needs us to help His people that are struggling to get back to shore. Can He count on you? To cap off today's message, Paul completes the text in this manner. And be careful not to fall into the same temptation yourself. As you're serving as a spiritual lifeguard to your brother and sister, be sure that you don't fall in the sea of sin yourself. Make sure you are girded up by the word of God. Make sure you are strong in your faith. Make sure that you have had ample time in prayer with the Father. If you do these things, then temptation cannot bother you, and you can save your brother or sister. It is my hope that today we will take time to do inventory on ourselves and determine if we can be someone's lifeline. This is the Reverend Dr. Haile K. Lindsay, and I pray that this word has been a blessing to you on today. Have a great one.